Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And for those who arrived late, that we're having a communion service this morning. No priest present, so no mass. This gospel passage is one of my favorite because it exposes the apostles as a bunch of knuckleheads. I mean, at least they're acting that way. And I think that's really good news for me because sometimes I act like a knucklehead. And this is certainly not the only passage where this is, but I think that the gospel writers really make a point of demonstrating these guys can be knuckleheads. Here we have Jesus on his way to Jerusalem, and he takes the 12 aside, and he tells them, I'm going to be arrested, and I'm going to be scourged, and I'm going to be sentenced to death, crucified, and rise again on the third day. And they say, okay, well, who's your favorite? Huh? I mean, not exactly that way, right? Here, Matthew kind of throws the mother of James and John under the bus, right? She goes up and says, command that these two sons of mine will sit, one at the right and one at your left. So it's the mother who asks this question, right? But the guys are with her, right? They probably put her up to it. And then when he asks, can you drink this chalice that I am going to drink? It's the men who answer, not the mother. It's their question. I want to be special. I want you to tell everyone that I'm special. What a couple of knuckleheads. And the other 10, right? They're grumbling. What are they grumbling about? Are they saying, look at these two guys wanting to be special. Why can't they be humble like us? No, they're saying, what the heck? I want to be special. Right? I'm the special one, not them. And so they kind of get things twisted around. They think that this Christianity, this discipleship, is about me. But it's not. And that's what Jesus is trying to tell us. And sometimes I approach it that way. And sometimes I'm a knucklehead in other ways. Yesterday we were talking about the, not practicing what you preach. Saying one thing and doing another. That's called sin. I do that sometimes. I think we all do. That's a knucklehead move, right? And yet Jesus chooses the knuckleheads. He says, I want these 12 knuckleheads. And he says, I want this knucklehead. And you guys, when you're knuckleheads, all of us, when we act like knuckleheads, Jesus says, I choose you to do my will, to reflect me, Christ, into the world. That's what Jesus says to each and every one of us. Even though we don't live up to the standards he sets for us, we try to, I strive to, and honestly, I think most of us, we hit it more than we miss it, right? But sometimes we miss the mark, and when we miss the mark, we're like these two guys. And honestly, the selfishness, there is a component of selfishness in Christianity, right? I'm a Christian because I want to go to heaven at the end of my life. That's what I want. I want to be in heaven. I want that salvation that Jesus promises. Ultimately, that's kind of a selfish motive. But what we're called to do is be selfless. To not say I am the first, but to say I am here to serve others, to serve Christ. So Christianity, there is a selfish component in it, but it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about serving the Lord, serving others. And so my prayer this morning is, that I can be a little bit less of a knucklehead and a little bit more of a servant in the Lord.